I think the biggest misconception is probably that he is not intelligent, that he is vulgar and you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about and you know, and he's evil and all that. Obviously, you're free to think about what you want about his politics, but if you follow his trajectory, the way which also part of it is depicted in our movie, you can see that this is an extremely intelligent person who is deliberately sort of finding his way of communicating with people. They created The Apprentice show, which I still think is one of the key reasons he became president. You know, that sort of reimagining of him as this cool-headed, decisive business leader who has this killer instinct, that was a complete creation. So, you know, he's gone through many of these changes and he has perfected his way of talking to whoever he needs to talk to. In the US, there is this tendency that everything with news and media has to be super entertaining. You know, it's a part of entertainment, you know? And that also means that, you know, certain characters like Donald Trump, I think there was a reason he was a fixture of, you know, news, because he was always entertaining, you know? And I think that way of delivering news, delivering facts that is always like entertainment first, that affects, you know, all I'm saying is this is a whole system and it didn't start with Trump, it would not end with him.
There are two types of people.
I think it's really made in America. Donald Trump is a quintessential American politician, you know, someone who has one foot in entertainment and one foot in, you know, politics. You know, there's this tradition for it, you know, Reagan. Even in a way, if you think of JFK, you know, like the reason JFK was so popular was because he was so good with cameras. So, and you know, the fact that he has had remarkable consistency, that helps, obviously, you know. If you look at his ad from, I think it's 1983, he did this full-page ad in the Times, I think, where he said, the Japanese and the oil sheiks and they're like ripping us off, and you know there's, you know, and the Germans are selling us these cars. If you change the Japanese to Chinese and the oil sheiks to someone, he's saying the same thing over and over again. You know, he has a remarkable consistency in his message, you know, for over 50 years.
Don't you forget, I made you.
I think the consequences of, you know, a possible, like, you know, successful assassination of him was just like inconceivable. It almost feels like we let the animal out of the cage. We have, you know, there's so much aggression and violence, and I think there's a collective responsibility for us to dial it down. And what's really scary, you see it in France, you see it everywhere. It's like some disaster happens, someone gets stabbed or shot, and then for a week there's like a, you know, hold your fire, everyone's respectful. Then after that week they go back to being super aggressive and call each other like, whatever, monsters. I'm not an opponent of Trump. You know, that's not to say I support him. In a way, I think the subject of the movie is bigger than Trump. I think the movie is about this whole system. It's about a way of thinking. It's about this zero-sum way of thinking, which is like, if you win however way you win, you win. And if you lose and you're the nicest person in the world and you're sympathetic and empathetic and whatever, you're a loser.
We have a brand new campaign slogan. Let's make America great again.
Well, I like the again part.